And welcome back to Bushel Prairie City High School. Pep Band is here tonight. That's the first time we've been able to say that all year, and that's a great, great feeling. In fact, that's the first time we've been able to see that in 2 years, as a matter of fact, as the Pep Band was not able to play in person last year because we could only have 50 people in the gym at the time, so the Pep Band didn't get to play during the games. We did have video of the Pep Band playing, so that was kind of cool. Well, of the band playing, they didn't really get to set up like the Pep Band because they had to keep 6 feet distance and all kinds of that kind of jazz in the band room is what they call that place up there. I was thinking of it, couldn't get it out. But we are here for United and BPC for tonight's non-conference contest. I think the band will play the national anthem tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to ask you to please rise as we honor America. The Bushel Prairie City High School Pep Band, directed by Mr. John.
And the Pep Band's going to do the national anthem, so we'll see if we can't let you hear that here this evening. So the Pep Band starting things off with the national anthem tonight. And we'll get ready to do the starting lineups, tell you who is starting for these two teams this evening. Jake Croxton will say him in the background. I did track down the starting lineup, so I'll tell you what they are as well. For the United Red Storm, a 5'8" senior, number 10 is Nolan Leffler. A 6' senior, number 15 is Cormac Flynn. A 5'8" senior, number 20, Aiden Parkins. A 6'1" junior, number 24, Abel Wilson. And a 6'3" senior, number 35 is Jacob Dutton. For BPC, Grant Braun, a 5'10" senior. Actually, we'll just let you watch this as they come out, and I'll tell you who they are as they run out of the tunnel. Got the lights down, the spotlight on. I always wanted to be the person to run the spotlight. Never got the chance to do it, though. Grant Braun, a 5'10" senior. 5'9" senior, number 23, Dalton Horwittle. A 6'3" senior, number 34, Brian Bittner. A 6'1" senior, number 35, Mackay West. And a 6'1" senior, number 24, Sam Hensley. Tyler Snyder and Steve Martin, the coaches for BPC. So that's how we'll start things off here. It will be for the Red Storm, Nolan Leffler, number 10, number 15, Cormac Flynn, number 20, Aiden Parkins, number 24, Abel Wilson, and number 35, Jacob Dutton. For BPC, number 35 is Mackay West. Number 34, Brian Bittner. Number 20 is Grant Braun. Number 23 is Dalton Horwittle. And number 24 is Sam Hensley. And it is going to be number 35, Jacob Dutton, and Bittner to jump it up. It's going to be won by the Red Storm, and that's how we'll start things off. Up top, a 3 on the way by number 24, Abel Wilson. Rebound to Braun, and BPC will take it back the other direction. Goes to a cutting Hensley. Hensley's going to back it in now, bring it out to Horwittle as the offense will set up with 7:35 to go here in the first quarter. Braun for 3, right side, it's good, and Grant Braun hits the tray, and BPC has the early 3-0 lead. Goes to Dutton. Inlet pass stripped away by Bittner, picked up by Horwittle. He's going to drive, running one-hander is off the front of the rim, no good. Dutton hustles down and gets the rebound. 7:07 to go in the first quarter. With the ball is Flynn. Carmick Flynn going to keep driving, throws it up backwards, gets it to Parkins, who saves it. Has to save it before it goes across the half-court stripe. He does, but West is there for BPC. Horwittle now is going to set stuff up for the Spartans. 6:50 remaining in the first quarter. Bittner right wing. Hensley fakes to Bittner, pulls up, about 18-foot jumpers off, no good. Rebound tipped around and finally picked up by Carmick Flynn. Flynn now goes to Wilson, and he has it stripped away out of bounds. Possession to the Red Storm. 6:32 remaining. Spartans lead 3-0. Inlet pass to Flynn. That's Leffler. First time we've seen him touch the ball. He'll try the tray. Top of the key. It's off, no good. Hensley with the rebound, as there were no red jerseys down there to rebound at all. And Hensley's going to take it down. He'll give it to Mackay West. Down the baseline it goes to Braun. Back out to Horwittle. Hensley's going to set, well, didn't use the pick that was there, though. Horwittle gives it to Bittner. 6:04 remaining. Bittner still on the drive. He's going to go left-handed. Scoop shot is good for Brian Bittner. He gets his first 2. Back the other way, the first bucket is good for Flynn. Carmick Flynn gets the first bucket for the Red Storm, and it's 5-2. Hensley goes to West, back to Horwittle. 5:37 remaining here in the first quarter. Braun with it. He's going to drive, blocked from behind, got the ball back himself, and battles amongst 3 red jerseys and gets it to fall. Great stick-to-itiveness for Grant Braun, and he gets the bucket. And now Braun or West is going to get the foul. I don't know which one it is. It's going to be on Braun. His first, team's first. Inbound it goes. Pump fake gets Bittner way in the air. The 3 is on the way, no good. Horwittle with the rebound. Horwittle with it. 7-2, the Spartans with a 5-point lead. Bittner looks at the 3, now he's going to drive baseline, dumps it into Hensley, and oh, heck. Traveling call on Hensley. So it'll be United basketball. I about said football because that's kind of what it looked like, a tackle. Down low to Dutton. Dutton's going to spin around Bittner, and Bittner blocks it from behind. Flynn's there. He goes against West. His turnaround jumper's off, no good. Bittner blocks out Hensley and Dutton that time and gets the rebound. Horwittle across half court. 4:20 to go in the first quarter. Spartans lead 7-2. Out to Horwittle. Hensley for 3. It's just short. He's going to get the steal, though. Go in, and he's going to be fouled from behind. The foul is going to be on number 24, Abel Wilson. That'll be his first, team's first. Both teams have one foul. Hensley's going to be shooting the first free throws of the game. Sam has been a pretty decent free throw shooter this season. I probably just jinxed him, and I did. Bittner hustles back in after Coach Snyder has a little one-sided conversation with him, Braun, and Horwittle. Second free throw is good for the senior, Sam Hensley. Carter Alleman and Ezra Mason check in. West and Horwittle take a seat. No, it was West and Braun, excuse me. Carmack Flynn on the drive. Going to dump it down to Dutton. Dutton put his shoulder into Horwittle, which may have been a bit of an acting job. And he tried to get the flop, but he didn't get it. He flopped, but the referee didn't fall for it. Dutton's going to get his first two of the night, and it's 8-4. The lead cut to 4. Mason with it. He's picked up by Leffler. Now Bittner. He's guarded by Wilson. Wanted to go to Hensley, couldn't do it. So now Horwittle with it, backs it back out. 3:24 to go. Mason with it right wing now. Alleman to Horwittle for three. Wide open left wing. It's way too long, though. Leffler with the rebound. He'll take it back the other way for the Red Storm. Down there with it is number 20, Parkins. Now it's going to be Wilson backing it out. Down low to Dutton. Dutton spins on, a nice little runner. Off, no good. And they're going to call number 20, Aiden Parkins, with the foul. His first, team second. And it's going to be a COVID timeout. Second foul for the Red Storm. We'll take a break as well and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH right after this.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Sorry about that. I shut that ad off a little quick. 2:55 remaining in the first quarter. 8-4. BPC with the lead, and they are 0-5 on the season. But first half leads, even second half leads, have not been that abnormal for BPC. The ability to finish and control a lead has been the problem. They've led in every game except the Macomb game, if my memory serves me correctly. But they struggled against Macomb. A lot of teams are going to struggle against Macomb, especially teams smaller than them, as in school smaller, because they have some really good athletes and a lot of them for the Bombers. But at any rate, they had 10-point leads in 3 of the other 4 games, if my memory serves me correctly. And then ended up losing those games, a couple of them pretty big, even though they had big leads in those games. So learning how to handle success is what I've liked to say a few times, is what they've struggled with. And then that ball is knocked across by Leffler. Horwittle's going to take it back across, and he's going to have it kicked away by Parkins. He's going to drive as Parkins, and in a fake swing gets the shot missed by Parkins. Now Hensley to Mason, to Alleman. Alleman shots missed. Hensley with the putback, and it's good. Hensley gets another 2 points. His first bucket, and it's 10-4. Leffler with it. He's going to go left side to Parkins. Parkins is going to drive again. Puts up the shot, and it goes in and out. Gets his own rebound. He's 6 inches shorter than anybody else down there. Now Parkins is going to pick up the foul. That'll be Parkins' second foul as he reached in on Bittner. Third foul on the team. 10-4 is the score. 1:51 to go here in the first quarter. Number 30 coming in, A.J. Jinks for the Red Storm. For BPC, Mackay West checking in, replacing Horwittle. inbounded to Hensley, and Hensley is going to use his ball handling advantage over Dutton, or what they think is a ball handling advantage over Dutton, to bring the ball up the floor. Into Allman, left elbow, down the corner to Bittner for three. It's not any good. It's a long rebound. Rebounded by Flynn, and Flynn brings it up. He got way up off the ground, did Flynn, for that rebound. I thought it was Dutton. He was up so high. He started a lot lower, though. There's Jinks with it. A.J. Jinks. There's a couple Jinks on the floor, or on the team. Now a foul, I believe, is going to be on Hensley. Carmack Flynn's going to be shooting two. It is on number 24, Sam Hensley, his first, team second. Carmack Flynn shooting two for the Red Storm. He's got 2 points on the night. And that was a little shooter's touch. Hit the front of the rim and rolled in. Braden Barker checking in for the Spartans. And the second one's good as well. Got me all discombobulated there for a second. They were singing happy birthday. I don't know if that was to Barker, Braden Barker's birthday maybe. Mason to West, down the corner to Braun, who's back in the game. And Braun trying to go over the top of Dutton. Ill-advised pass taken away. Now it's going to go back the other way. Count it, and a foul as Mason tried to jaw the foul. Abel Wilson's going to pick up the bucket. Mason picks up his first, team's third. And it's a 10-8 game now, and a chance to cut it to a 1-point game if Wilson can make the free throw, and he does. Alleman has it. Spartans leading by one now. They were up 10-4 just a moment ago. West for three. It's off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Dutton. Flynn with it. Right side, it goes to Leffler. Leffler looks at the three, picked up by Ezra Mason. He's going to drive now. Puts up the runner. It's long. Alleman with the rebound. 30 seconds remaining, and it's stolen away. Flynn is going to get the bucket to fall, and for the first time, the Red Storm have a 1-point advantage. Mason comes in, and a timeout charged to BPC. It's their first timeout. It is a full timeout.
It is a full timeout.
20.6 seconds left here in quarter number one. The Spartans cheering section being cheered to by the Spartans cheerleaders. This game being brought to you by Hensley Grain and rural Bushnell. Hensley Grain has a long family history of taking an active role in the Bushnell Prairie City School District, and especially Spartan athletics. Good luck, Spartans, in your winter 2021-22 athletic campaign. And Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street in Good Hope. Open April through October, so yes, that means they're closed right now, but when they're open, they have the best fresh produce in McDonough County. Be sure to follow them on Facebook to be ready when they open in April. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens to come see where it's grown. And Rosie's Pizza. Rosie's Pizza offers something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. 20.6 seconds left. BPC facing some pressure here. Mackay West with it with 16 seconds. Now he's going to get it to Hensley. He's going to be double-teamed. And he's going to have it stolen away by Leffler. Leffler's left-handed layup is good. And that's how the quarter, I think, will end. Baseball shot, one-arm throw is no good as Leffler got the bucket. And it's 13-10. Red Storm ran off 9 straight points to end the quarter, and that's something the BPC has had happen to them on the regular so far this year, unfortunately. We'll take a break and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. Here, hop, put that on there. Got a guest commentator going to join me for a couple minutes here. He snuck up on me as I was trying to do some figuring. It's hard enough for me to do figuring. You should know that about me. Because I got Johnny McClary on here. We're going to talk some stuff at halftime, but I said come on over a little early, start of the second quarter, and we can talk about some basketball. How's that sound?
Well, I don't know a lot about basketball, but I'll give it a shot.
Well, we don't know a lot about anything if you ask the right people. I can't get that to clear off. There we go. Now I know what I'm doing. I don't want that. Close that. There we go. I'm having a rough day here, Mr. McClary. I don't know. And we're going to have a foul away from the basketball.
United foul number 10, Nolan Cutler is first, team 4.
Got a little carried away with the fouls there. And a shot for BPC. Dutton with the rebound and going to go back the other way. These United kids look like a bunch of football players.
They're playing like a bunch of football players.
They got some upsos. They aren't very tall, but I thought the one kid, that Flynn kid, can jump. I was pretty impressed when he went up for that one rebound down there.
They're definitely aggressive on defense.
A.J. Jinks into Dutton. His shot's off no good. Rebound to Hensley. Clears out with the elbows a little bit, and Dutton gets right in his mug. BPC is not handling the pressure very well thus far. 7:05 to go in the first half. Bittner's going to turn. That's probably technically a travel, but they didn't call it. Alleman loses it back to Horwittle now, and he's going to do a little Euro step and miss the shot, and Dutton's there for the rebound, and Flynn takes it back the other way. Now A.J. Jinks dumps it out to Leffler, and he's going to lose it. Out of bounds. It'll be BPC basketball, 6:44 to go in the third quarter. Spartans are not handling this man pressure very well. I mean, it's physical pressure, and it's understandable, but taking the ball to the sideline right off the bat is not the best thing to do.
Now, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced turnovers, too.
Mackay West is going to pick up the foul, speaking of an unforced turnover. That'll be West's first foul, team's fourth. Four fouls apiece now. Flynn with it. Dutton. Think he's related to the Yellowstone Duttons. Foul's going to be on the drive. Going to be on Sam Hensley. His second. And Dutton will be shooting 2 free throws for the Red Storm. Neither team scored yet here. We're 6:16 to go in the first half, and they still haven't because he missed the first one. Braden Barker checking in, replacing Hensley. Hensley, the first Spartan with 2 fouls, is going to take a seat. So you're a lefty, right?
I am.
So what advantage does leftyism give you on the basketball court?
Most defenders, if you're bringing the ball down, are trained to force you to go left. They overplay the right hand on most ball players until they figure out you're actually left-handed.
Speaking of a left-hander, there is one. Horwittle misses the jumper from the left corner. Left elbow, excuse me. 14-10 is the score, 5:55 to go. Just 1 point scored here in this second quarter. It was by the Red Storm. Dutton has his pass intended for him knocked away. Bittner ends up with it. He's going to drive 1-on-3 and then throw it away.
Another one of those
unforced errors.
Turnovers.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Into the corner it goes. Flynn for 3, and he nailed it. Cormac Flynn gets the 3, and it's 17-10. And another pass knocked away. I think we need to learn what a bounce pass is, might help as well. Here's a nice look to Braden Barker, and he'll get a bucket to fall.
I don't know how to act over here. I'm trying to not be a fan, but at the same time, I need to.
It's hard, isn't it? A.J. Jenks, 3 from the left wing, no good. Leffler with the rebound. Barker with the rebound now. And I think Dutton is going to pick up the foul. You know, these guys complain about getting those exact foul calls like that. It's Dutton's first, team's 5th. Colin Jenks checks in for the Red Storm. Hensley and Braun back in for BPC. I was going to say, you can reach and grab the ball, but you just can't blindly reach in and hope you grab the ball, because that's going to get a foul call more times than not.
Almost every time.
And they act like it's a surprise. I mean, you get called for that every time you do it. Why do you act surprised every time you do it? You know? But, I mean, we did the same thing. But you'd think at some point, you know, there's an inlet pass stolen away by Flynn, a little hesitation and the layup is good. Cormac Flynn gets his 5th point of the quarter, and the Red Storm are running away suddenly. It's 19-12.
It's kind of been the theme of the season. We get off to a hot start and then go cold in the second quarter.
Now they're going to lose it, get it back, lose it, get it back. And it's 19-12. 3 on the way by Abel Wilson, and BPC wants a timeout. We'll take a break as well here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and be back in just a moment.
Some farmers I know swear by a name, say they'd never operate anything else. Well, here are a few names for my Fendt 900 Gen 6 series. Fuel Saver, Time Maximizer, Game Changer. I like those names.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 4:18 to go in the first half, and it is an 18-2 run right now for the United Red Storm. And I was watching the replay of our game against West Hancock. I think it was it was Illini Bluffs. BPC was up 25-15 in that game. I think it was, or 22-12, something like that. Ended up being a 44-10 run to end the game on that Illini Bluffs.
That hurt.
That's hard to it's hard to come back from. I mean, I ain't trying to laugh. I'm just I guess I am. I'm just laughing. What else do you do, though? I mean, you can't
laugh through your pain, Dwayne.
Yeah, exactly. And now a 10-second violation, another unforced error, as BPC can't get the ball across half court. 4:06 remaining in the first half. Ezra Mason replaces Carter Alleman. And those two kids, I feel like, have played pretty well for BPC, in all honesty.
They have. They
and
come
Mason.
off the bench and contribute quite well.
And I was surprised to see Horwittle back in as fast as he got back, because I don't know if you saw that when there's Flynn wide open underneath. Braun did a good job getting back and making him pump fake, and then goes off of BPC. But he landed flat straight on that basketball when he twisted his ankle in that game the other night. And I would never have guessed he'd be back a day or two later.
Yeah, and he was on crutches one night. I think he tried to play the first game on Saturday, but
he wasn't even here.
Well, he
I didn't
wanted
even see
to,
him.
but he didn't have the doctor's excuse. So that's where he was at during the first game.
Getting a doctor's excuse?
Yeah. Oh,
and
slam
Bittner
by
gets
Brian
the dunk.
Bittner. Let's hope that gets him fired up.
24-14. Wilson got the 2 and Bittner got the 2. Nolan Leffler gets another bucket. Well, it didn't help the defense yet. 26-14. Mason with it. Bittner's going to, I thought he was going to take the 3. Elbow is blocked. Flynn. I think Flynn could dunk it too, in all honesty.
Here we go.
Bittner. Nope, he's going to try the 3. It's off, no good. Hensley with the rebound and the putback.
Good hustle on Sam's part.
Yeah, Sam is full of hustle. There's no doubt about that. 26-16 is the score now. And Hensley's going to pick up his third foul. The foul is on the ground, but it's the third foul on Hensley.
That's going to be a tough one.
Got to try to keep him out of foul trouble. Dalton Strode checking in, and Braden Barker's checking in. Hensley checks out, West checks out, and it is Dutton's going to check in for the Red Storm. It is the CB timeout. We'll take a break as well and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH right after this word from the aforementioned MDH.
I became a nurse practitioner because I wanted to do more, I wanted to learn more, actually have more hands-on individually with patients. The rewarding part for me is that I get to come to work and learn something new every single day.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. 26-16 is the score. The Red Storm, I wanted to call them the Titans for some reason. I saw too many West Hancock games this weekend, I guess.
They're red and black.
Red and black. Anyway, the Red Storm really have come to life. Kind of like the fresh soft team. After the middle, about halfway through that second quarter, that game was dead even the rest of the way. In the JV game, I mean, BPC won by 14, but it was an even game for the last 2.5 quarters. BPC led early in this one by 6 at 10-4, and it's went downhill since then. Flynn has it on the inbound. It rolls in and out, gets it back, and then Barker's going to pick up the foul. That'll be his first. Team seventh, shooting 2. Cormac Flynn's going to shoot 2. He's 2 for 2 on the night. First one is good.
Make it 3 for 3.
Here's what kills you. You got the bigger kids, the taller kids, and the shorter kids by 6 inches are out jumping you and out rebounding you. Second one is off, no good. Bittner comes up with it. And BPC throws it away.
Yeah, they just playing a lot more aggressive than we are.
Abel Wilson with it. Oh, what a little jab step and a wide open drive to the basket. Now Bittner's going to dump it out to Braun. Right at his feet. Braun puts up the 3. It's long. Dutton with the rebound, tipped away by Barker, out of bounds. Possession to the Red Storm. And the wheels falling off a little bit. This has been the problem for BPC. They haven't been able to stop this. When a run happens against them, they have not yet this year shown the ability to stop a run and get back in a ball game. So we'll see. They've got plenty of time to do that here. We'll see if they can do it against the Red Storm. And now Flynn puts up a shot. Dutton with the rebound and the putback.
I don't know what your stats say, but it seems like we're getting out rebounded 10-1.
Yeah, it's and now they can't get the ball in bounds, so another timeout charged to BPC. They're down to 3 timeouts already. It's a 30-second timeout. 1:42 remaining here in the first half. This game being brought to you by Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief, weekly edition mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive the Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. And Rosie's Pizza, they offer something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out. 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope Adair and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. And MTC Communications, having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2021. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. Ezra Mason in the game gets it. Horwittle now is going to push it up across half court. They run right into that double team every time. Leffler with it. as he ripped it away from Mason. Now he's going to get it down underneath. A pair of 10s battling. Up top it comes to Abel Wilson. Wilson's three is short. Flynn's there for the rebound and the putback. Flynn has 8 points in the quarter, 14 overall.
Have we scored a basket this quarter?
Yeah, 6 points actually. There's a three by Strode, goes off of Allum and out of bounds. Yeah, I mean, they've scored a lot more. They've scored 20, BPC scored 6. That is Wilson. Goes to A.J. Jinks. It's a long three, no good. Flynn with the rebound, and he's hammered down there. Oh, what a look to A.J. Jinks. He's hit hard. And I think that's going to be Horwittle.
And that foul was totally unavoidable. That if he'd have been blocking out on that backside rebound.
Dalton Strode actually gets called for that foul. There's only one Spartan with more than one foul. Wyatt McGrew's down talking to Cormac Flynn. 2 free throws for A.J. Jinks. First one is good. He gets his first points of the night. Second free throw coming now. It is good as well. They are good from the free throw line. Bittner now across half court. Gets it to the middle of the floor. Now they get to set up their half court offense finally. Trailing by 19, 35-16 with 23 seconds remaining in the first half. Dalton Strode on the dribble. Goes to Bittner and it's taken away by Abel Wilson. Went off Bittner's fingertips. 13 seconds. Tipped away from behind by Horwittle. Leffler has it with 7 seconds. Down the corner to Abel Wilson for 3, and it's good. Abel Wilson had 10 points in that quarter to get 13 for the half, and we'll talk more about that in just a second. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH right after this.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance
in the weight room.
Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Welcome back to Bushel Prairie City High School. Halftime stats looked pretty good at the end of the first quarter. Not so good if you're a Spartan fan at the end of the second quarter. It's 38-16 after 2 quarters. It was 13-10 United at the end of the first quarter. BPC outscored 25-6 in quarter number 2. BPC's led in scoring by Grant Braun, who has 5, and Sam Hensley, who has 5. Problem is, Sam Hensley has 3 fouls as well. He is the only Spartan player to shoot a free throw, and he shot 2 of them, and he went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Brian Bittner has 4 points, including a dunk that we thought maybe might get things fired up for BPC, but just continued to snowball the other direction after that. And 2 points for Micaiah West. For United, they have all kinds of stuff going the right way. 14 points to lead the way for Cormac Flynn. He's got a 3. He's 3 for 4 from the free throw line. 13 points for Abel Wilson. He's 1 of 1 from the free throw line and has 2 3-pointers, and of course the 1 free throw is a old-fashioned 3-point play. 4 points for Nolan Leffler, 2 points for A.J. Jenks, who just happened to be 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and 5 points for Jacob Dutton, who is 1 of 2 from the free throw line. They are 7 of 9 from the charity stripe to add insult to injury at the half for the Red Storm. So if you are, I didn't change that before I printed this off. Good thing I don't look at my score sheet for who I'm playing. First quarter, first 6 minutes of the first quarter, pretty good. BPC led 10-4.
Yeah, an exciting first quarter. It looked like we were going to come out ready to play. And give the Red Storm credit for that second quarter. They didn't like being down, and they never let off the gas.
No, we mentioned they look like football players, but they are athletes, and that's what athletes do. You don't have to look like the prototypical basketball player to be a great basketball player if you have athletic ability. And that Flynn kid can jump out of the gym for no taller than he is.
And if you look at their scoring, how spread out it is, and hey, they're making points at the line.
Well, all kinds of stuff I can talk to you about. Let's talk about school stuff first. How's that sound?
Sure.
We got a few minutes. Pep band is back in. You're on the school board. I think school board president, actually, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
So pretty cool to have the pep band back in the gym, isn't it?
Yeah, I was talking to the family before I came over here at the beginning of the game, and it's man, it feels and sounds great having the band back in the gym, and
reminds us of our high school days with the popcorn in the gym too, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
The old days. You're a little younger than me, but
the
popcorn was still in there.
The popcorn was in the gym, but the rest of the concessions were in the kitchen.
But it's cool to have the popcorn in here, the smell of the popcorn and the pep band playing live and all that great stuff. But there's a lot more than athletics going on at this school district, and it's a lot more than just a high school too, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You guys stay busy. I know there's been all kinds of hoopla that really doesn't even matter to anybody, or it shouldn't, but the kids should be the important thing. And I know that you just hired some new aides, I heard, for the elementary school, and you've got people hired all over the place. You're doing, for this district and the size that it is, you guys do everything you can for the kids, can't you?
That's what it all comes down to, Dwayne, is everything we do is for the kids. I mean, all the other noise that's around this is exactly what it is. It's noise.
It's like white noise.
You know, our administrators and our teachers have been through the ringer the last 2 years, and school board members, they volunteer to sign up for that. So don't feel sorry for us that are taking the heat, but our administrators and our teachers, what they need is a little bit of grace.
And a little support.
A lot of bit of grace.
And a little support
from the
right?
community. You know, we're doing the best we can to keep the doors open, try to stay in compliance. You know, it's a topic I don't like talking about a lot because it gets a little political, so I'll just stay off it. But we support our teachers, everything we do is for these kids.
Okay, you stay off. I'm going to say what I think, and here's what I think, is everybody gets mad at the school board, and the school board can't do a damn thing about it. The school board their hands are tied. They are put in a position to either balk the system and lose money, or balk the people that elected them and get yelled at. While the people that are above them, where the crap started, it just rolled downhill to the school board, never get complained to about it. That's the way I feel about it. If you want to argue with somebody, go to the top and start your way down the hill, because that's where it all starts at.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that. But.
No, but people, that's what annoys me the most about people, is they can't understand where the problem actually lies.
Yeah.
You guys are not the problem.
There's plenty of frustration to go around everywhere.
No school district in this state is the problem. Any school board, they're not the problem. You know, they're not the ones ultimately making that decision. Their hands are tied.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about some fun stuff. You actually have a day job. I used to work with you on a daily basis, as a matter of fact, at Steinjager and Midwest, and you guys bringing some new stuff in as well.
Yeah, so we purchased a new company that fits well with our Steinjager brand. Steinjager purchased Ace Engineering and Fab, a company out of Detroit area of Michigan.
Hey, do me a favor, push that mic real close to your mouth so there's not as much background noise.
Yeah. So in the industry, the Ace brand's known more as a premium brand, a lot more rugged and rigid, and it's really expanded our offerings and brought us some more recognition into the Jeep aftermarket community.
Well, and I think Steinjager has brought a lot to the community of Bushnell with bringing people in through Jeep Blitz through the years, which hopefully we can get back to that someday.
Jeep Blitz, you heard it here first. Jeep Blitz 2022 is going off with or without COVID restrictions.
That's what we like to hear.
Our first organizational meeting is happening next week, and we're going to bring the people back to the community.
Well, Steinjager is, I think, Midwest has been here forever, and people kind of forget how many things Midwest has offered through the years. And Steinjager's become the thing that people talk about and see, the brand. But Midwest, there's a lot more to Midwest than Steinjager.
Yeah, we've been manufacturing here since 1967. Carl Rauschert opened the company back then, and the Rauschert family's been running it ever since. Mark obviously has ran it for the last 25, 30 years, something like that. And the company's just been great for the community. I mean, over the years, all the philanthropy that not just the company, but the Rauscherts themselves have done. You know, Eileen is hugely involved in the fine arts, the
swimming pool.
And, yeah, just any cause that comes up, they stand up for and help the community. So it's been a great company to work for, and I think they're great for the community.
They do a lot of stuff for like the Caterpillars of the world and John Deere's of the world and stuff like that people kind of forget about, I think.
Yeah, Cat, Deere, not so much Cat anymore, but Deere and Case, New Holland, just about any mower manufacturer you can think of. And that's another thing going back to Steinjager and the purchase of the Ace brand. It insulates us from the ups and downs of the industrial markets. And
Leffler opens with a 3 for the second half. Go ahead. Insulates you from the ups and downs.
Yeah, from the seasonal swings in the industrial markets.
Well, one of the things that's been tough for everybody is getting materials, and people worry about, I can't get this at Walmart or that at Walmart. Have you guys had those same problems? Getting your base materials that you need?
The supply chain is an absolute wreck. That is one of the things that is not just media hype.
And it's going to be a foul on Bittner as BPC's struggles continue. They called that on Horwittle. I'm really horrible at this game trying to figure out who they're going to call a foul on, because what it looks like pretty obviously to me is never what ends up happening. I should just keep my mouth shut. As Abel Wilson hits the first one, it gives him 14 points. Second one coming, good as well. And I put that on the wrong side.
They don't miss from the line. If we're going to put them at the line, they're going to keep putting points at the board.
Yes, they are. So let's talk about Steinjager while they can watch the game here while Bittner turnaround jumper is in and out and no good. Dutton with the rebound. But Steinjager, obviously Jeeps have become a big
I don't know how much more you can
Horwittle
get set to try to take a charge there, but it didn't go our way.
Horwittle gets the foul, his second of the second half, actually. The whole thing is, and I learned this by talking to Jude Kaya a few years ago, you don't actually have to be set to get a charge. You just have to be a straight plane. Dutton's turnaround is good. So if you start to fall before they hit you, technically it's not a charge. If you lean into
go by
them,
that, I'd agree that wasn't a charge.
if you lean into them, it's not a charge. You have to be, you can be moving left to right, you just can't be falling in or away from them before they hit you. So if you anticipate the contact, it's not technically a charge.
And that's what gets these officials in trouble a lot. They know the rules a lot better than us spectators.
Yeah, you always hear, and there's a miss by Leffler, but a follow by Wilson.
Braun. Oh.
And Hensley's going to.
In and out.
Oh, I thought it was going to go off Hensley, but it didn't. So it's 47-16. Yeah, there's little, people like to think you have to be set, and if your feet are set. Well, really, there's a lot more to it than that, and we had Jude Kaya on it several years ago when I did TSSR Weekly Sports, and he'd do a couple things and talk about stuff, and that was one of the things that he talked about. Bittner's turnaround is good. First 2 points of the half for the Spartans. Leffler for three.
Well, they're picking up the second half where they ended on the first half.
Yes, they are. So back to Steinjager for a second. I think as Horwittle goes in, he's going to draw a foul. Steinjager is one of the things in Bushnell that has really brought a light to the community. I mean, Jeep Blitz does that, but people have picked up Jeeps because of Steinjager. Jeeps have become a thing in Bushnell. People know that Bushnell is here because of Steinjager. Do you think that was the anticipation that would happen when Steinjager was brought about? Because you were around when that happened. What was the thought process when you dove into the Jeep market like Mark did? Because he dove in head first when he did it.
Well, originally when we started Steinjager, it wasn't necessarily to focus on Jeeps. It just kind of
snowballed that way,
right? It evolved there, and we went to a couple of the Jeep shows around the country and just realized how big of an industry the Jeep aftermarket industry was. And then after a couple of years, we went to more shows, and there was, but we were always having to travel to the East Coast or to the West or to the Gulf Coast. The closest shows that we went to were in Michigan and Ohio. So that's how Jeep Blitz got started.
And it really, Steinjager is, I know that when Steinjager started, there was a chance it could be a racing thing or it could be a whatever thing. But the decision to focus on Jeep parts and accessories, aftermarket parts and accessories, has really proven to be a pretty good one, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, basically we let the market tell us where we needed to go, and it keeps telling us where we need to go with the Jeep markets. Obviously, with the Bronco coming back, we're excited to jump into that too, but it's going to be a while for that. You can't hardly get your hands on one, and we don't have anybody local that we can prototype parts on their vehicle, which is basically what we did early on in Steinjager.
Right.
Now we have our own fleet of Jeeps.
Yes. Yeah, there are a fleet of them up there. That's Horwittle's third foul of the second half. He's got all three fouls here in the third quarter. Bittner did that the other day, actually. Abel Wilson shooting two more free throws. Hey, he missed one. Sam Hensley checks in for Mackay West. 4:38 to go. It's 50-22. Abel Wilson here to shoot his second free throw now. It is good. And Steinjager, just like Midwest, Jeeps have
got to travel there. Yep.
Mason hesitated on the pass to Barker, and now Strode's going to go check in.
That's one of the calls that I'd like to get Jude Kaya to tell us about. It seems like they don't call a travel on a lot of things that back when we were playing playing basketball
the Euro
would be a
step.
travel.
Everything's a Euro step now. That we would have got called for travel on every time we did it, but they've taken more of a. It feels like they've taken more of an NBA feel to the walk, if that makes any sense. It's like technically if you jump stop, there's Flynn turnaround jumper.
And you can take
good.
another step.
No, you cannot. If you leave the ground with a jump stop or move a foot, you travel. If you can leave the ground, I shouldn't say that. You can leave the ground to shoot, but if you land again with the ball or you move 1 foot after a 2-foot jump stop, it's a travel technically. And you don't see that called that often. I didn't know that either, but that's how Jude Kaya just explained it in one of our sessions. That kind of stuff is good. I need to start doing that again. My phone is blowing up for some reason. Abel Wilson for 3. It's off, no good. Dutton with the rebound. His putback's off, no good. Horwittle comes down with it for BPC. 3:30, and then Dutton steals it away. A.J. Jinks to Flynn, down to Dutton. Ball movement is a wonderful thing, kids. And that was some great ball movement right there. 55-22. Now Flynn picks Hensley's pocket. Aiden Parkins with it. 3:12 to go. Flynn for 3. It's off, no good. It's going to go off of Parkins. No, off of Parkins, and we're going to take a break. This is the CB break, as I like to call it, the COVID break. We'll take a moment and be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH right after this.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Welcome back to Bushland Prairie City High School. 55-22, United with the lead over the Spartans. And let's talk. Steinjager obviously is known for its Jeep parts, and some of your builders' parts are used in those Jeep parts. But that's not a huge part anymore, I don't think. But it was like the ground floor part of your whole deal, wasn't it? The builders' parts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, really, the builders' parts is kind of how we started to get into the motorsport industry. Anyway, a lot of the racers and a lot of the other, like the mud trucks and the monster trucks, were taking advantage of our hardware items that really we just purchase and resell.
Right.
Very little of that was manufactured in-house. But they weren't taking advantage of our manufacturing capabilities that go along with those hardware items. So basically what we did was created our own customer to fill the gaps that we needed during the slow times of the industrial markets to keep our employees busy. And then it just kind of grew from there. Steininger's now the largest customer, per se, for Midwest Control Products. And I say customer because they are two separate legal entities.
Horwittle with it for the Spartans. Alleman back in. Horwittle for 3.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Well, enough about me and Steininger. Let's talk about TSSR. I mean, what a thing you've put together, Dwayne. And on behalf of the community and the school, we sure appreciate you being at all the games and broadcasting our kids. I watched the first half of the Fresh Soft game at home before we came in for the varsity game. And, a lot of the football games are some of the games that are
3 hours away.
Just don't want to travel that far.
Yeah. I didn't want to travel to them either, to be honest
great.
with you.
I mean, it really is a great experience sitting in your living room and watching it on your big screen TV. The quality's great. You guys do great at commentary.
Well, I appreciate that. One of the cool things that I think that I've liked the most about it, or that I find exciting about it, is JoJo's plays the games. Alleman for 3. It's off, no good. Hensley gets the rebound, and he'll get a putback. JoJo's plays the games. The shows how old I am. Sports Corner had the games on the other night, on Saturday night when Macomb was playing. Rosie's puts the games on all the time. I'm sure the folks at Rosie's are watching this game right now. JoJo's is probably watching this game right now. So that's pretty cool that these games are quality enough to be shown on the same place where they show ESPN or whatever else.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're watching tonight, but I'm sure my folks there's a lot more grandparents out there like mine that are far away and can tune in and watch their grandkids.
Hensley with the shot. He's going to miss, but the foul, I'm not even going to try to guess who they're going to call it on. 30.
Who's going to tell you?
A.J. Jinks. His first. Team's third. 3 fouls apiece. We're still in the third quarter. Seems like this quarter's lasted a long time. 1:04. Sam misses the front end of the 2 free throws. BPC when Sam shoots this one, will have shot 6 free throws in the quarter. That's 4 more than they shot the whole first half. Bittner checks back in, replacing Dalton Strode. Speaking of Dalton, that's pretty cool having a state qualifier in golf, huh?
Yeah, we were real proud of that. That was another one of the things that the school's done for the kids. Golf was one of those sports early on in the pandemic that was able to still be played. We said let's put a team out there. The kids took advantage of it, and we had so much interest that it's here to stay.
I have to tell you that I was a little not happy about it because Coach Snyder, holy smokes, and count the basket. Are you kidding me right now? Hensley's going to pick up his 4th foul, I think. Yeah, he is. But Hayden Parkins got flat leveled and made the shot. I mean, I don't know if you call that skill or pure luck, but he threw it up there and just got clobbered, bounced around and fell in. And it's a 31-point game again. Grant Braun are going to replace Sam Hensley, who takes a seat here in the third quarter with 33 seconds exactly remaining with 4 fouls. But it has been an honor doing this. I've done radio for a long time. This is a different deal as Horwittle drives, throws up the shot, counted, and a foul. Anything you can do, I can do better, he says. The foul is on Parkins. Go figure.
We could get a few more of those.
Horwittle gets the bucket. Oops, broke my pencil. And he makes the free throw.
So you're up to how many crews? You're doing all Bushnell and all of West Prairie's games, both boys and girls?
Last year we did 3 crews. This year we're down to 2 because everything at West Prairie is in one place. And we're not doing junior high this year. We're only doing high school stuff because it is spread out, and we'd have and there's a kick. We'd have we'd be doing stuff every night with 4 different people, and we don't have hardly enough advertising to do what we're doing, but I wouldn't be able to pay enough people to do that many games if we were doing this 5 or 6 nights a week. There'd have to be another stream of income before that would happen. But and Abel Wilson.
Oh my!
Was that a 2 or a 3? It's just a 2 at the buzzer. That kid, 2, 4, 6, 7 more. Give him 20 on the game.
So are you going to get a camera on the sidelines of any basketball games like you did in some of the football games? That was a pretty cool feature, watching Shane Shin run right into your living room.
Yeah, we're going to do that some. And like tonight we have 2 games going on, so we can't do it. Friday night we might do it. And games where we only have one night, but we've got games at West Prairie tonight, so Kenny's over doing West Prairie games, and obviously I'm here doing these. But when Kenny's here and we have a little extra help, we can do 2 cameras. And it's a lot of fun doing 2 cameras because you get to see different angles. We did the state championship I8FA football game, and we had 4 cameras for that. We had 3 stationary cameras and a sideline camera, and it was a lot of fun. We had a true producer telling people what to do.
And who was that?
That was Kenny. Wasn't me. I just wandered around and helped fill and fix things if need be. So I get told I tell people what to do enough. I didn't want to do that too.
I wouldn't believe that about you, Dwayne.
I know it's hard to believe. I couldn't believe they said it about me. I was a little taken aback for like a split second.
So there's a lot of technical things that go into this. And who's your technological guy?
Me.
So you've had to learn on the fly.
Yes. Like literally and it's the fourth quarter. Let me change that real quick. We start talking. Horwittle for 3. Literally, when this started, I had plans to do it, and then of course, the state didn't want us to do anything, so I kind of just put everything on the back burner. And then we went to 1 week and pretty much had to start doing games, you know what I'm saying? So I thought I knew how to do everything, but I hadn't really tested anything. So I came out here, and Chad Sharp made sure we had internet. Abel Wilson drives, and he's going to be fouled. Shoot 2 is Abel Wilson again. So he made sure I had internet, and everything else was just this is how I know it should work. Let's try it, and it worked pretty well. The biggest thing is then the next week I added West Prairie, which was, great for West Prairie, and I'm happy to do it, but it probably wasn't one of the smarter things I've done in my life, just because I had to find people, and I had to find, as Hensley checks back in, replacing Mackay West. So then we went from having one crew doing all of our games in this one gym at Bushnell to having 3 crews doing 6 games a night at 3 different locations. Wilson makes them both. So then I had to figure out how to do that on YouTube, how to have 3 sets of everything that was quality, because I didn't want to do Bittner fights over the rebound. And then I think that is number 11, Connor Elliott, going to get the foul. Nope.
So Parkins. Are you able to monetize the videos afterwards, or do you get enough views that even comes into play?
I actually just got monetized last week. You have to have 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have 4,000 watch hours.
So if you're watching
Bittner
right
for
now,
3.
Go ahead and do Dwayne a favor and hit that subscribe button.
That's right. Please do. What I will tell you is that we have 1,050 subscribers now. In the last 28 days, we have had 19,000 views and 7,000 hours of watch time. Now, that's partially because of the football game, the state championship football game that we did. But on the average, we have about 8 to 10,000 views every month, and we'll have around 6,000 watch hours.
So at any point during the game, do you know how many people are watching live?
Yeah, like I got 53 currently watching at the moment. During the I-8 FFA game, we got a foul on Connor Elliott. Well, 21, I guess, not 11. I can't read fingers either, apparently. I'm used to only seeing 1, I guess. Alleman's going to be fouled.
Number 30, A.J. Jinks picks up the foul for United in his second. Team is 7.
A.J. Jinks gets another foul. Alleman shooting 2 free throws. First one in and out, no good. 62-36 is the score. What was I talking about? Yes, we had 1,392 watching at 1,414 was the highest number at one given time during the 8FA championship game. So that we felt pretty good about that, and we'll be doing that game again next year, no matter who's doing it. Timeout on the floor should be the media timeout. We'll take a break as well and talk a little bit more about that kind of stuff if John wants to stick around and do that. We'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop. because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
All right, welcome back to TSSR Game Time live coverage presented by MDH here at Bushnell Prairie City High School. 62-37 is the score. Parkins is going to, no, AJ Jinks, excuse me, going to bring it up for the Red Storm. It's 3:50 or 48 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Well, we slowed the bleeding and been able to put a few points on the board. If we could have done this a little earlier in the second quarter, we might be in a little better shape.
Jack Jungman is in the game, and there's a three by AJ Jinks. But yes, it's I've made like $30 since I got monetized, so it won't be a lot of money. You ask it.
So, needless to say, this is still a volunteer project.
Yeah, it is. It is. I could get a whole lot of sponsorship, and it would still be a volunteer project. I'm not making money at this by any stretch of the imagination.
So, how many years have you been calling the games? So you started back, was it?
98, I think, was the first time I did one.
I don't even remember the name of the radio station.
WLMD.
Which it's still WLMD.
It is still, but it's changed hands 3 times since then. Ezra Mason, Dalton Strode, Caden Palm, I think, is in now. And Braden Barker's in. Alleman's free throw is off, no good. He shot the one in bonus. So, yeah, I started a long time ago. My first thing I did on radio was with Buzz Hoon, who is in charge of broadcasting at Western. I was the color commentator for football.
What's that?
I was the color commentator for football the first year I did anything. And then I did basketball the first time I did basketball. Mason picks up a foul, his second, team's 7th. AJ Jinks shooting 2. First one is no good. After I did football, they didn't have anybody to do play-by-play for basketball, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll try it. And they said, well, you're going to do it with Dave Taylor.
That goes way back.
Yes, it does. So my first basketball games were that same winter. With Coach Taylor, yeah. I had a lot of great stories. We did it several years together, and it was a lot of fun with Dave Taylor.
I bet.
We'd go eat before games, and we had just a ton of fun. We were up here doing a game one time, and it was a 3 on the way by Strode was no good. 1 minute remaining in the basketball game. It was a 16-point lead for the other team, and Taylor says, Spartans are down by 15. I said, Dave, it's 16. That's why you taught driver's ed and not math. He's like, I'm going to stop talking. Never going to talk to you again. We had a lot of fun back in the day. He was so much funnier when we were hanging out.
Outside of the classroom?
Outside of the classroom, yeah. He was a good teacher, too, don't get me wrong. But he was so much more fun. We had such a good time doing those games for the year. Jungman's going to drive and miss the layup. 66-37 is still the score. 20 seconds left. Barker, Mason for 3. It's long. West had the rebound and lost it. Barker with the rebound to put back. It's off, no good. Going to put it up again, and he's going to be fouled with 4.5 seconds left, and I dropped my pencil. Andrew Olson picks up the foul. His first. Barker shooting 2 free throws. Missed the first. 4.5 seconds left, and I know we haven't talked a whole lot about basketball here, folks, but it's a 29-point game. tipped around, kicked around, and that's going to end it. Final score is going to be 66-37. John, I'd like to have you come to maybe talk about a game that's a little closer sometime if you.
Yeah, it'd be a little more fun, I think.
If you'd be, and we wouldn't have to talk about ourselves so much, I guess. But I don't know. It's been a rough start to the season for the Spartans. Seems like they can start a game and they just have got to find a way to finish one.
Yeah, that's a young season. They've got a ways to go, and hopefully they'll be there by the end when it counts the most. But Dwayne, thanks for having me on and talking about things. And again, we appreciate you broadcasting all the games.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on, and literally, if people, anybody listening at home still wants to, you own a business and you want to come and talk, well, if these games end up like this, I'll be looking for people to talk to. But
right.
You're welcome to come back, and make sure you come back and seriously, we'll do a legit color commentary, let you be an actual true color commentary
on a more fun game, a little closer game.
Yeah, where we aren't talking about it, trying to just kill time. Does that sound good?
Thanks again, Dwayne.
Yep, you're welcome. John McClary taking off here. I want to thank him for helping fill some time there in a game that wasn't a whole lot of fun. Game is brought to you by Bushnell Banking Center, Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell, Webb Family Farms, M&B Furniture, and Heil Enterprises, of course, McDonough District Hospital. That is a final, folks. 66-37. Coach Snyder will probably come talk to us for a few minutes. We'll take a break and come back with some stats here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH right after this.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
Some farmers I know swear by a name. Say they'd never operate anything else. Well, here are a few names for my Fendt 900 Gen 6 series. Fuel Saver. Time Maximizer. Game Changer. I like those names.
I became a nurse practitioner because I wanted to do more, I wanted to learn more, actually have more hands-on individually with patients. The rewarding part for me is that I get to come to work and learn something new every single day.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance.
In the weight room.
Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. We're trying to get some last little stats added up here. BPC led in scoring by Brian Bittner with 11 points. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 10 points for Dalton Horwittle, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. 7 points for Sam Hensley, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. 5 points for Grant Braun, 1 point for Carter Alleman. He was 1 of 3 from the free throw line. And 2 points for Braden Barker, 0 of 2 from the free throw line. The Spartans were 6 of 13 from the charity stripe. For the Red Storm, these are unofficial stats, of course. 22 points for Abel Wilson, 16 points for Cormac Flynn. Wilson was 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Abel Wilson was 6 of 7. Cormac Flynn was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 10 points for Nolan Leffler. He had a pair of trays in the second half. 9 points for Jacob Dutton. 6 points for A.J. Jinks. 3 points for Aiden Parkins on an old-fashioned three-point play. The Red Storm were 14 of 18 from the charity stripe. So they made one more free throw than the Spartans shot. And they win 66-37 here at Bushnell Prairie City High School. So it's 8:48. It's about 10 minutes past the end of game time here. So I think that we're going to, since the gym's pretty much cleared out already, we're going to go ahead and call it quits on the night. We'll try to catch Coach Snyder on the flip side, talk to him on Friday night about Rushville Industry. So thanks for joining us tonight here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. I want to thank John McClary for coming and talking about Steinjager and Midwest, and also talking about the school and what's going on with the school board and the school district and so on and so forth. That's a very thankless job the school board members have, and I want to thank all of them for taking their time to do that. That's each and every one of them. At least I appreciate it, just so you know that. So, for Miles, I'm Dwayne Hewlett. Thanks for joining us tonight here on TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. The final from Bushnell Prairie City High School, Red Storm of United 66, the Spartans of BPC 37. We'll be back on Friday with BPC versus Rushville Industry. The JV game should come on live around 5:55. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll talk to you again very soon. See ya.